I'm happy for you. It's important to feel comfortable and accomplished at your workplace, right? And hello, YouTube. We are here live. We're gonna talk about quiet quitting, about this practice in the business world that is related to employees that take some actions with the intention to leave, but they don't wanna quit because of money, because of some factors. So this is our topic today. This is not a class. We are here just to talk and learn with each other. Okay. So we are answering the second question. Have you ever thought about quitting your job? If so, why? Huzaya, please.
I will answer the same way as Eza. I'm very happy with my current job. I can't complain about anything. The way the way people treat me is very good. More important than the money that I receive is being comfortable and work with people that treat you well. In my last job, it was good, but it was very far. The salary is not a question, but the way people used to deal each other wasn't that good. And for me, it's very important the relationship that I have with people because of our mental health. It's not about money by itself, but it's about a place that we stay for a lot of time, and it should be a place that we feel comfortable. I think so. That's why I quit my last job, and thank God I have a good job right now.
You need to end a chapter in order to start a new one. So it's really nice what you said. And I couldn't agree more. I really like this feeling that I belong to that place, that people treat me well, that I'm respected. So just like you girls, I've thought, I think most people have thought about quitting their jobs. I've thought about it before and I did it because I felt underappreciated. I felt like I was doing more than I was paid for. For example, I was like to help with sales. I was working in this field. I was hired to do that, to sell, but I was also being required to do other things, just like cleaning the bathroom and sometimes approaching people that weren't supposed to be my responsibility. So I didn't feel so good. And after some time, I asked to quit because I thought I deserved better. I think so. And what else? Also, the treatment wasn't the best. We had a manager who was really micromanaging a lot of things, like asking for reports, like every single day. And for me, that's micromanaging because in the work, the it's usual to have the days like quite similar, no? Oh, you don't have like every day you have a big project to handle. At least it wasn't like that, my previous job. So if you have a lot of similar days and your manager asks for a report every single day, you feel like I don't have anything to share because it was just like yesterday. So those were a few things that bothered me at the time, and I decided to quit. I don't regret my decision, but it was hard to do it because we feel a lot of that questions in our minds because what I'm gonna do if your reputation is gonna be ruined or something. So for me, it wasn't so easy, but I believe it was the right thing to do. So let's approach the third question. Isa, can you start number 3?
Yes. As I said, I saw about it and read about it in LinkedIn. And I think people do it because sometimes they don't want to lose the money that they can win. if they are fired. So they do these things not to call attention, but just to, I think, that way. That's for because of the. Let me do again. The biggest reason is the money, because they don't want to lose the money they can receive, something like that. And also not to fight with the boss and something like that.
Are you the type of person who avoids conflict, or you just say what you're thinking?
I prefer to speak what I'm feeling, and those things for me is a little bit hard to say, but I prefer saying it than the people start to think another thing about that's a different thing that I am feeling, something like that. So even I can uh, cause um, fight or something like that, I prefer to say I don't like to fight, but sometimes we don't have nothing to do. We try to speak kindly, friendly, and something like that, but it depends not only in you, depends in the other person too. So that.
You need to be brave to speak your mind, because some people don't accept it so well, but I believe you are right. It's a right action to take. And thank you so much, Eza. And what about you, Uzaya? Number 3.
I think the reason uh, is money, because when we stay in a place that we don't feel comfortable, of course, it's because we have bills to pay. But after some times, we have some money, we save some money, and we are prepared to leave that place or leave the company. But in my case, I always like to I always like to speak to people to share what are my expectations and understand what are the expectations of the other person. This way, no one will feel like I'm not, I'm doing more and that person is giving me less than I'm expecting. I think at job is very important to align, to understand the expectation and talk about it, not just do the things all the time, the things that people is requested. And you know that that is not your job. This way you will be in silence, but inside you are not happy with that situation.
This quiet approach can be harmful in the future, because you hold these feelings, these negative thoughts, and someday you can just explode, or to be really rude with someone, and it could cause a bigger problem than you just say in a kind way, like Isa said. You can say just at the first moment, but if it's wait so long, it sometimes can be worse, right? I believe that quiet quitting happens because I don't know. I think nowadays people are more aware of their rights, about their responsibilities as well. But I believe in the past the company had more power, and the employees used to accept everything, but now we have more options. People are more qualified, so they can negotiate, and they can uh, uh, analyze if it is a good option for them or not. And if it is not, they can look for other jobs, and they don't feel like this company is the only option for them. So they can sorry, they can have some actions that are not so well seen because they realize they are in that position right now, but in the future, if they need, they could have better options. So I don't want to quit because financially it's not interesting to me because if they fire me, I have some benefits, right? But if you quit, you lose these benefits. So I think they prefer to wait because they can plan more about the money, about the future, next steps, everything you guys mentioned. So let's talk about number 4. Okay, Zaya, would you read this question, please?
Yes. In your opinion, does quitting? I don't think so. I don't think so, because I think that maybe it can affect more other people, because we as young people, we know that we have options. Mostly when we are qualified, we have options on the market, and we will stay in a place to learn more, to show our potential. And we know that if that place doesn't see our potential, we can move on to another place. But other people doesn't see things as we see. Sorry, my data is.
Hey, daughter, that's okay. You need some time. I'm gonna give you some time, okay? So you can take care of your daughter and help her. Elsa, can you answer this question?
Yes, I'm thinking about it. I don't have a opinion about it. I was thinking, and I think maybe because now we have lots of companies, and also in another country, something like that, that we can move on to the other country or work as home office. So I think in the past it would be worst because the companies are bigger and the number was smaller. So people know better each other, and if you do something that's not that good in your job, maybe the other person in the other company will know it. So I think that now it it can be not a good thing to do, but I think it's better than in the past. If someone do it, I think the person would have opportunities too. Maybe not in all companies, but still having companies that will accept the person. So I think it depends of a lot of things.
Get it. Hey, there's a discussion because it's not like quiet quitting is a crime. You are doing everything you need, but only the basic. For example, you don't go the extra mile. You don't do more than your job. But the things you are required, like your obligation, you do. But I think it can be negative for the employees because, like you said, usually the employers are looking for someone who's willing to do more, to take great effort into that company, to uh, wear the t-shirt, vestir a camisa, I don't know, to be really engaged and sometimes quite fitting. It's just you are there in your working hours, but after you don't wanna do more than required than that, so it's not illegal, it's not a crime, but it's just basic. So I think it is important to mention this difference.
Yes, I work in a company that uh, we always have to do more and more. When I left the company like 6 p.m., that was the hour to leave. My boss said, "Oh my God, you were going to so how can I say early. You are leaving so early. Why don't you do something else, something more?" And I was like, but I have to leave. The time's over. And he was like always saying to me, do more and more in the lunchtime, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to work here anymore. And I think people say that we have to do something, but they are always thinking that we have to do more than they said. Because if we do only what they said, we are not a good employee, something like that. We have to be always doing more and more, and it's stressful.
Yes, definitely. Great observation. It's like the girlfriends, for example. I see videos, funny videos about this. The girlfriend says, "Oh, you don't have to pick me up at work. It's okay. I can take an Uber." But when the boyfriend appears, they get happy because, of course, they didn't say they didn't want to bother, but deep down they should know, oh, I should be nice, I should do more for my partner, so the company thinks we are like this. Oh, it's a cultural thing. If you leave in at your exact time, you are not doing enough. I think that is, we feel guilty even because it's like we are in a hurry, but that's okay, right? You work the hours you should be, but it's quite confusing for me.
Yes, just a little thing that I think seeing this company that I'm working today, that maybe it is a Brazilian culture to do this, because
Mhm.
now I work from in a German company, and we start at 7 and we leave at 4 p.m. And I was there not in home office, in the how can I say, the really the real company, something like that. Not in home office, not so far. So, and they really live the company in the time. And I was like, oh my God, I'm finishing the things that I'm doing, and everybody was going home. And so I think maybe it's a Brazilian culture that I don't think it's nice, because we can have anxiety and how can I say that in English?
Anxiety,
Yes,
anxiety.
anxiety and something like that. Uh, uh, mental disease,
Mhm.
something like that. I think.
We should be talking about this excessive working culture that praises like it's the right thing for you to go always do more than it was in your contract, right? I agree with you. And Hosea, you were talking before. Do you wanna add something to your answer?
Just that I agree that excessive work can 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 have bad effects in our health, in our family, because of the fact that we are working to have money to use that for our family and for ourselves. So if we use almost all our time and energy to work, of course that will bring to us bad effects, because life is not only about working, It's about enjoying good moments, having good memories, living good moments with people that we love. And nowadays, because of the necessity that we have to pay our bills, we need to accept difficult situations in work.
I see work as a tool, right? As something that will take me somewhere. I need money to be with my family, to survive. So I need work, but it's not like the only thing that I have in my life that is important is to work. Just a part, just a long part, because 8 hours a day is so much, but this is discussion for another day. I think 8 hours is terrible, because you have a lot of things to do at home. You have a personal life as well. If you are a mother, a father is always even worse, right? So 8 hours is hard to balance sometimes. So let's move on to the next question, number 5. Does quiet quitting affect one's reputation in the labor market? Do you think this person is kind of burned with the other companies? Kuzaya, go ahead.
I don't think so. I don't think we should see the things like based on this, because when I was requesting to my current job, people was in the job interview, they were asking why I was unemployed, why I quit my job. Of course, they will try to understand the reasons. What was the reasons that made you quit your job? But I think this is not that important. They need to check my resume. They need to test me to see my qualifications, what I can do. I think this is the more important, because almost no one will stay at the same job for the whole life. To go to another job, we need to quit the job that we have now, and life is about it. Because if we stay our whole life doing the same thing, will not be good. We need to learn new things, and we are able to do different things, I think.
Perfect explanation. Thank you so much, Kuzaya. And you, Liza, what do you think about this?
I agree what you said, but I think also that people still talking with person from another company. As I said before, now we have lots of companies, so it's a little bit difficult that you were making an interview with someone that your boss know, but it can happen. So I think it can affect your reputation, but now with more companies is a little bit difficult to affect your reputation.
Yeah, this question, why did you leave your previous job? I think it's quite sensitive, because sometimes it can be out of the abusive situations, and it could be like a trigger for that person. Or sometimes when people face a hardship, like the pandemic, a lot of people got unemployed and wasn't easy to recover from that, So maybe this question is like a tricky one, because they wanna see how you react, how you can explain. You cannot say, oh, I didn't receive enough. You have to go around and say something like sugarcoat in a more delicate way. You have to say like, oh, I was ready for other other points in my career, other challenges. So you cannot be straightforward. You have to know to measure the words you're gonna use to talk about this subject. I think reputation, it's something that people still consider nowadays, but it's not as strong as before, because you have the other ways to check about the work, have, for example, technical interviews that can measure if that person is qualified or no, or not. But it is something that, depending on the type of managers you had, it could cause you problems because some managers can complain, can talk about you in a negative way or with bad intentions because they don't accept your leaving, your decision. So it is a sensitive topic, and we should think a lot before acting like this. So I think number 6, we kind of mentioned this one, but let's skip number 6 and go to the question number 7. Okay, Isa, can you read this question and share your opinion?
Yes. It's quite getting worse than recycling. So I think yes, because as I said, it's better you speak and say to your boss what you're feeling. Because if you don't do that, you will stay in this place that you are feeling bad. And as you said, also, you can have health problems, something like that. And if it's only because of the money, if you really need the money, I would say you to do it if you really need the money. But if you can live without it, like if you have another job or something like that, I would say you to just talk to with your boss or something like that, even if it's hard, because I think it's a better way to solve this problem.
Mhm. To me, it kind of seems like a revenge sometimes, like, oh, the company isn't paying me enough, they are not uh, taking me as important person here, so I'm gonna like revenge, I'm gonna do something to mess with them. I think that mindset sometimes it's behind the quite feeling, but sometimes it's just people are tired of working extra hours and don't get anything in return. So I can't say that everyone that does quiet quitting is because they are lazy or they want a revenge. I think there are a lot of different scenarios about this. And what about you, Zaya? What do you think about number 7?
I think we need to analyze the situation, because maybe in the company that we are working, there are some conditions that make us feel the need to leave the company, but maybe this condition can be negotiated. Maybe this condition can change for during some time. Maybe it's temporarily, maybe necessary to resign.
I cannot listen.
If
Zaya?
we can talk about this condition that
It's kind of freezing. I
make
cannot
me
listen.
feel
Oh, sorry. Your voice is breaking up a
appreciated
little.
or
Oh, the connection let us down.
I think there's some problem with the internet.
Yes, I'm gonna give her some time to reconnect.
back.
Yeah, fast. I think maybe if you close your camera, it's better to listen to you.
Okay. Yes, can I
So can you
repeat?
repeat, please?
Yes, I was saying that we need to analyze the situation. If it's really necessary to leave the company, or if some condition is making us feel the need to leave the company, we can talk to our boss. We can talk about the conditions that we think that could change, and then make a decisions. I don't think that being in a place for a lot of times without talking about the things that make us feel uncomfortable is the solution. I don't think.
You are completely right. It's terrible because you don't have the motivation to work. You're not going to be productive. So I don't know if it is
Yes.
worth it. Unless, like Isa said, unless you need the money, that is a huge factor. We're not going to lie. And you, Isa? Oh, sorry. You
I have
answered.
already answered. I think there's some problem with my camera. Are you
Yes, a
seeing
little
me?
blurry.
Yes.
Now you have like it's a little blurry, but
Oh,
don't worry.
no,
No,
no, I
okay.
will. Yes.
Now it works perfectly. Don't worry, Zoom is like a box of surprises. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that it could be worse because we're not giving the company, for example, time and preparation to, replace you. For example, if you let them know you are leaving in some time, maybe they can start a hiring process. They can try to work out to solve this problem. If you really want to leave, you can just tell them and they're gonna find a way. But if you are there and you pretend to to be satisfied with the work and you are just existing there, maybe they are like, okay, I don't have to worry about this position because the person is working and all it's fine. But if you are being honest and you say there is a problem, maybe the company can prepare us. I'm thinking um, about the employer side because we talk about employees, but sometimes it's also important to try to look and imagine the perspective about the company, so I think it could be worse because they don't have enough time to prepare and to find the solution and everything. And it is quite unfair sometimes. If you are unhappy, you should be able to tell. So we have time for one, maybe two more questions. I believe number 9 is more different, so I'd like us to answer this one. Kusai, can you start number 9? Read and answer.
I lost the question.
Number 9.
I lost the questions
Sure.
again. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Number 9. How can leaders discourage this behavior among the employees? I think they can talk to their employees, to their team, understand what do they think about the job, about the conditions, about the relationship, about salary. Of course, we cannot make all the people happy because the situations and the salary is not always perfect. Even if you try to make all the people happy, but will always exist one person that will complain about something. So I think the company will never be perfect in employees' eyes. We'll always have something that we will complain about. For example, in my company, I can say there is a good company. They treat people well. They pay people a little bit well, but there are always people complaining about small things. So I think leaders can understand the team, can talk to them, and I don't know, sometimes try to change some things if it's possible, just to make the situation better.
leaders they have a big responsibility over the companies, and it's not only about the power they have, but also how can they handle all types of people, personalities, and like you said, you're never gonna have everybody happy and 100% satisfied about the work conditions. Yeah, pretty good. And you, Isa, what's your opinion?
So I think that the company should do actions to people feel happy and comfortable in this place, like meetings with everybody together doing another thing that is not work, just to talk or to meet each other and to encourage to study something. Like I work in a company that we have all day 1 hour to study, like in our work time. So and they paid a platform that we can use to study too. So do some actions that the people feel that she or he that is valued to the company, and that the things that they do are really good to the company, like to how can I say, like give some visibility to this person in a meeting or in a platform, in a tool that everybody use. I also worked in a company that we can send feedbacks to our colleagues, so we can send a message saying good things, and I think that's very nice, because when you look the people around you and you feel that the people like your work and you like their work, and everybody knows each other and talk friendly, and when people are happy, so they can they can do it, but it will be harder to someone do it if they are happy with their jobs. I think so.
Company culture is so important, right? And sometimes this is taken for granted, like, oh, we don't have like specific values, we just do our work. But I think it is important to have a mission, to have a vision, values, and about the education. So cool, because I think companies should encourage the employees to go forward, when they don't offer this type of benefit. I feel like they don't want they to grow because they could leave, So I think the mindset sometimes is not so good, because they want people to stay there, but if people are unhappy, that's not gonna happen. And education should be really a benefit in a lot of different places, because you never waste your time learning new things, languages, and taking courses. I feel that is a good idea. Okay. So, would you guys like to say anything else about the
No,
topic?
no, no.
No, for me that's okay.
So I'm gonna bring the others back. We have just some minutes to finish. I talk with them just to check the conversation. Okay. Thank you so much, girls. You were amazing.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise. I hope we can talk more often here. Okay, so the conversation must be real good, because people are not here yet, but that happens. And I'm gonna use these seconds is that we have like a tradition here, just to ask about the feedback, okay? because you are new and we would like to know your opinion about this meeting.
Okay, so I like it. When I did English course, took English course, we don't have a lot of conversation. We just use a book and do some activities. So I think I learned like the basics, but I'm afraid of speaking and something like that in front of people. So this can make my English better, and I like to talk with you. And it was really nice for me.
Thanks a million. Please come back. We have, I don't know, more than 100 hours per week, so you're gonna find a time you can come for sure. And welcome back, guys. How was the conversation? Was it a good topic? What do you think?
Yes, very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
The-
A really good conversation.
The
Really
good
good.
subject.
Go ahead.
So, everybody, I'm happy. Everybody wanna talk. Good sign. Go ahead, Sonia.
Yeah, I love this topic. In more comfortable we speak about this is for Alice, Wanda, and me talk this situation. The people who has the like the company, like the work. Very well seeing the responsibilities in work is very nice. Thank you very much, this topic. Congratulations.
I'm happy you enjoyed it. And I also have a question, okay, Sonia, a question for you. Number 8. I don't know if you answered this one, but here it goes. What advice would you give to someone who wants to quit a job? What would you say?
I speak about this situation, the guys. Evaluate everything. For example, this company values your trains. You welcome you. In short, we always have to value everything, because outside, when you are there are difficulty and easy problems, independent the company, but independent me, myself. Yes, for me is necessary proud myself, value myself, work a lot, because the life no easy, but is important when I love my job or work independent, uma barraquinha de cachorro quente or is company international, is necessary you dedicate a lot, in my opinion, because I do this situation ever in my life, e don't ter arrependimento.
I like what you said, because I was talking about that, like, no company is perfect. There isn't a perfect company for you to work, so you have to analyze everything. Really good points. Thank you so much, Sonia.
Yeah.
And what about you, Wanda? Would like to comment anything?
Yeah, it's a really good conversation. We talk so much. And yeah, thank you for this subject. I never heard this term, quiet quitting, but it's so interesting to talk about this. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. And number 10, do you think all additional work should be paid?
Yeah, I don't understand. Should all additional work? Yeah. I think no, like as strict like this sentence. But if you have more time in the company, you need to be paid about this. If you get another kind of work, of course, you need to be paid about this. But if you go to do another small thing, I think no, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
I do this in my job. I have a client, if I do a thing and I need to do another small thing for them, I do. I don't receive for this. It's okay for me. Depends.
Yeah. In our company, we pay additional the work because don't have described in described the job, we pay because it is necessary value the employee.
Yeah, I think.
Sara, eu tenho que sair, tá? Porque eu tenho um compromisso agora, tá ok? Thank you very much.
We are about to
Alice,
finish.
Wanda,
Don't worry.
thank you, Sara, thank you, Elsa, thank you, Kuzaya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day. So
Bye.
I shared here the survey. Isa, this link is so important because you can give the suggestions, your feedback. Oh, I loved it. I hate it. Just say the word, okay? And thank you, Wallace, as well for coming. I'm not gonna ask you any questions, sorry. But
I see you.
I heard you
No,
enjoyed.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I see you tomorrow morning.
Yes, you're
Okay.
welcome to join. Thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow we talk more, Wallace. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Have a nice day.